ATRA has worksheets. We were just at the ATRA site. I just wanted to tell you that they have a couple of worksheets to help you assess your progress towards sustainability in the livestock side of things. The small ruminant sustainability check sheet and the beef farm sustainability check sheet are really interesting resources for farms that they can use to just kind of read through, and it asks you some questions about what you're doing related to conservation, soil conservation, water quality, different areas of production, and what it does is it doesn't rate you or anything, but it gives you an idea of what the questions you should be asking yourself that will lead you towards more sustainable practices. So those are good to check out. So now we want to hear from Melissa and Jessica a little bit about what their sustainable agriculture means on their farm. So I'm going to give Melissa the PowerPoint control, and go ahead.
Everybody, this is Melissa Lines. I am going to be basically your livestock person during this webinar. Jessica is more focused on crops. I came to farming late in life. I'd like to go to the next screen.
You've got the control.
Actually, yeah, well, maybe
it's not going very fast.
Okay, I'll just wait then. Anyhow, I came to farming late in life. I had wanted to be a farmer since I was a child, but I didn't actually get started till I was 40. I confess I'm 62 now. I've been at it for over 21 years.
I've got it back. I've got control back.
Could you take it back and just move the slide for me?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, my farm is called Skylines Farm, and it's located near Moscow, Idaho. As I said, I started farming when I was 40. That was back in 1992. I've been at it 20-some years. I started out by taking a course quite similar to this one because I had no idea what I wanted to do, and it was actually focused on livestock. And this 12-week course I took through University of Idaho Extension helped me figure out the model for what I've done for the last 20 years. I figured out that sheep were the thing for me. I'm a single woman doing this by myself. They're small animals, they're manageable. So sheep have been 20-some years, and then about 7 years ago I added beef steers to the mix, and then this past year I added some heritage breed pigs and fell in love with pigs. So what's happened here in the last few months is I decided after 21 years I'm going to phase out of sheep and just focus on steers and pigs and helping educate other young farmers or farmers just starting out. But I want to talk about what my farm products are, and then I'll go into my vision of sustainability. The sheep are a wool breed, and they produce 300 to 400 pounds a year of wool. And one of the things this class taught me was that in order to be fiscally sustainable, I had to find niche markets. Wool is a product that on the commodity market brings about $1 a pound. And I knew my goal from the beginning was I've got to get $20 a pound wool in order to support myself. So I picked a breed of sheep called Romney and figured out a way to market to this niche market out there of hand spinners. And I do it through a website, which I'll talk about at length later on in the marketing section, but I just wanted to touch on it now. I also market breeding animals to farmers who want to do the same thing, to raise their animals sustainably, market wool, market lamb. Another product is lamb, beef, and pork. The lamb and beef are grass-fed, grass-finished, no grain whatsoever. The pork does get grain, but they're also pastured. The fourth major product is Great Pyrenees Livestock Guardian Dogs, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that later, but that was part of my operation anyway, having these dogs. So I thought, well, this is perfect. I have a excuse me, I have a breeding pair. I'll market dogs to other farmers. that's worked out well. And then on farm education, I figured after I'd been doing this for maybe 10 years or so, maybe I would know enough to start sharing it with other people. And that's just what I did. I started giving workshops and having folks come onto the farm to spend a day or a week and just get immersed in what's going on here. So that's kind of the background on me. Cinda, could we change slides, please? My vision of sustainability is, this is really the broad terms, but it's totally focused on health. There's that old saying, take care of your animals and they'll take care of you. I took this to heart and I still believe it 100%. Take steps to ensure healthy animals, health of the land, healthy finances, make enough money to pay my bills, and I'm happy. And this has worked for me. This has given me a wonderful, wonderful life. Some of the approaches that I use are, one is, I decided early on in the beginning I wanted to avoid chemicals whenever possible. I don't take chemicals or drugs myself. I didn't want to feed it to my animals, and I didn't want to pour it on my land. And as we all know, chemical agriculture has been the norm for the last 40 or 50 years. So I developed methods that allowed me to virtually never use antibiotics, for example, though I always have some on hand just in case. I never use hormones. I do not vaccinate. And this is a biggie with livestock. I've never had to use chemical wormers. I use garlic instead, which I will talk about in the livestock webinar. And the land has not received chemical fertilizers or herbicides. I've improved the pastures with judicious rotational grazing. The rotational grazing component is I have the property divided into 10 pastures. I started out subdividing with portable electric fence and then have slowly switched over to permanent. 10 pastures, absolute maximum of 2 weeks on each pasture, and then they move to the next pasture. And just after the first 5 years of doing that, it was phenomenal change in the amount of food available and the quality of food available. There's just no question but that rotational grazing is a huge benefit to your land. The livestock guardian dogs for predator control, as I said earlier, I bred them. I had a breeding pair, and over the years I've raised and trained about 12 for myself. My basic idea being, and I still feel this way, we need to have some predators out there. They're part of the natural ecosystem. And what lots of folks do who raise, especially sheep, vulnerable livestock such as sheep or goats, will trap and hunt the predators, trying to clear them out of their area. Well, there's more and more support for the concept that, well, then new predators move in. And it has just always made more sense to me to have several dogs on duty, 2 to 4 at any given time, patrolling the perimeter, bark, 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 stay away, and just making it too much trouble for the predators to come in. I have always felt wonderful about that. Plus, I'm a dog person, and now I have an excuse to have all these big, beautiful, wonderful dogs. Multiple enterprise layers. I mentioned on the first page I have 5 major products, and all of them are interconnected. The wool from the sheep, there's the wool, the breeding animals, the meat, then the guardian dogs, and then the educational component. They're all connected, they're all related, they all build on each other. And I learned through these classes and now through practical experience, this is very wise. Having multiple enterprises gives you a sense of security. If prices are down 1 year on something, or you have an illness or a loss, your other enterprises are going to help carry you through. And it also helps spread out your income throughout the year, so you don't have one big chunk of money coming in, say, in the fall during your fall animal harvest. Okay, so multiple enterprises and high-value products. I also saw early on that I needed to sell to find niche markets, not the commodity markets. The example I gave was wool, commercial wool selling for $1 a pound. a niche market of hand spinners, I've been able to build it up to $20 a pound. 20 times the price, yes. And direct marketing, of course, that's what makes that happen. Now, being a one-person operation here, taking care of the 65 acres and at times 150 sheep and steers and pigs and horses, I don't have time to go to market. I don't have time to go out to the farmer's market. I just can't do it. So I developed a very extensive, about a 35-page website that tells my entire farm story with hundreds of pictures. The idea being, while I'm sleeping or doing something else, it's out there working for me. It's my sales force. And after, well, I'd say the last 10 years or so, virtually every new customer that I get has been to my website, learned the whole story, and has learned enough to make her buying decision. She's not calling me asking questions. That saved me a huge amount of time. That also makes it sustainable. I see I've gone over my allotted 5 minutes. So I'm going to touch on all of these topics later on, but, well, I just wanted to give you an overview. Thank you very much.